بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى صحبه أجمعين. اللهم صل على حبيبنا ونبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم في الأولين، وصل اللهم وسلم وبارك على حبيبنا ونبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم في الآخرين. اللهم صل على حبيبنا ونبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم كلما ذكره ذاكرون أبرار وكلما غفل ذكر الغافلون. All praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who knows what we reveal, knows what we conceal, and even knows what the animals feel. We thank Him, we praise Him, and on Him we have reliance. It is to Him we only turn to for true guidance. We ask Him to send His peace, His blessings, His mercy on the best of human beings and prophets, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, on whom be praised until the very end of our days. And we ask Him for steadfastness, guidance, mercy, and to never lead us astray, and for Him to save us on Judgment Day. Alhamdulillah. Welcome everybody to a Legacy Hajj, partnering, of course, with Al Bayt guests in this, inshallah, webinar, which will be discussing very important updates with regards to the upcoming, inshallah, buying phase, and talking about some important information with regards to configurations, packages, and so on and so forth. So one of the most important, of course, updates is that we are expecting Nusuk, inshallah, to give us word on when the buying stage will be. And this is said to be, up and coming. No one has information from Nusuk as of yet. So the most important thing for you to do is to make sure to keep up on the channels, the Legacy Hajj channel, the Al Bayt Guests main channel, inshallah. And we will tell you within this amount of time, hours, that the system will go live. And we can discuss some of the, inshallah, strategies that people have used in the past, maybe in phase one, that could work for you, and inshallah may or may not be applicable in this upcoming phase. The most important thing to note is our configurations. So configuration essentially means that you obviously go into Nusuk, you go to the specific package, and then you essentially set your package with your room allocation that you want. And then that's called configuring it. And that's a very simple task to do, simply just going into finding the package through a link that we give you. And those links we've sent in our channel. So it's something very easy to find, but we will send and inshallah give you the links again. The links are two types: the link to the package and then the link to the room configuration directly. So what does that do? It helps you to go straight to the room configuration. And then when the system goes live and you don't need to shuffle around, you can simply have these two links in front of you that will allow you to go between those two packages or three packages that we essentially offer. So I wanted to point out, inshallah, to you that what is happening with regards to those packages in this um, screen share. Okay, so first and foremost, we have, of course, the two main packages that essentially we started off with, which is A3500J TLI and A900 JTLI. So those two particular packages are for Majar al-Kabsh. You can see them right here, and you can right here, okay, right in the middle of your screen. Those two packages essentially have one limitation, which I think everybody already knows and is aware of. But for those of you who are still, essentially coming to terms with some of this, trying to make sense of it, these packages have camps, which are essentially regarding the location of how close one is to the Jamarat in Mina. And Majal al-Kabsh is the one that's closest to the Jamarat, and Mu'aysim is the one that's further from Jamarat, about an hour to an hour and a half plus walk with regard to, crowding and etc. So there's only a limited number of people that are given quota across all companies in Nusuk. So 15 companies, all of the different partners, everyone is vying for spots, about roughly 5,000. In the first and second phase, all of the spots were taken except about 850. So the last buying phase, you have essentially only 850 spots left. So what does this essentially mean? Is there not enough room? Is there not enough package space? The interesting thing is there's actually plenty of package space, meaning you have enough rooms in these packages. There's enough doubles, there's enough triples, there's enough quads. The thing that we do not have is space for the tent in Majar al-Kabsh. So hence we were forced to essentially allocate the package for Mu'aysim for whatever is left over that is not going to be taken in Majar al-Kabsh. And hence why the quota is so limited. The quota is so limited for both of these packages for Majar al-Kabsh. So this is why we tell people that if you are, serious about going to Hajj, you need to ask yourself the following question. Am I going to go to Hajj regardless of where the camp is, or is that extremely important to me with regards to eventually what camp that I choose because of health reasons, because of so many other things, that if I don't get Majar al-Kabsh, then I will not essentially go to Hajj. So if that's the case for you, then it's understandable, of course, because for people knowing the Majar al-Kabsh is very important for their health, for etc., then that's something that they are not willing to negotiate. But for those of you who can and are able to, bodily, health wise. And I will emphasize this, you must have someone who is an assistant to you. If you have any kind of medical need, if you have any kind of concern with extremely long walking distances, that you must have someone to help you. Otherwise, we do not have the facilities to designate someone to individuals. So people who are sending their parents without any kind of a person to translate, or so, these things are very important that they must send a assistant because the Hajj necessitates that someone understand what's happening, have the ability to communicate, be able to get very quick. Um, Directions and that be given to them. I mean, this is very important for the process of Hajj. Otherwise, simply just coming and thinking it's just going to be taken care of is a very, very grave mistake, and it can be detrimental to people's Hajj in general. So we always emphasize this and are very frank, very transparent about this issue, that we want to make sure that everybody has someone that if they have medical necessity, if they have a medical need, to have someone essentially um, be with them at all times and translate and assist them. This is something that they should consider to bring along with them an assistant, of course, inshallah ta'ala. So, having said that, for those who have the ability then to go to Mu'aysim, then we have the package codes here, okay, and here on the bottom, A3500U. The only difference is this letter. You see, this one's J and this one's U, okay, and this one's J and this one's U. These essential package codes are for the codes for Mu'aysim. Everything is exactly the same. There's no difference whatsoever except the following. You have, of course, the proximity to Jamarat, hence why Mu'aysim. And then number two is, of course, the price. The price is very important. It's about 4,000 or so riyals cheaper, okay, for the Mu'aysim camp. And that's important because essentially, of course, why would you be charged the exact same price for the minute tents? So that'd be 4,000 riyals cheaper. The prices, as you can see, are here and here, and also the UK prices because they have cheaper tickets for flying closer from the UK than the US, of course. So we have all of the pricing here. Now, we'll emphasize again, so that you all understand, there's plenty of space in terms of configurations for doubles, quads, and triples. Now, one thing I will just emphasize is that um, as of right now, there's space in all of these packages. On the day of buying, you need to be prepared that if you need to go up, meaning you want a triple, let's say you want a quad runs out, the only thing available is triple, you have to have enough money in your e-wallet that can buy a triple. This is why we keep telling people that you have to have enough money for the highest configuration for room for the highest package that you want to buy as a second or third option. Because again, you don't know. Some of you are going to say, okay, I'm going to try for the Majar al-Kabsh, regardless of limited numbers. Again, if it fills, it fills. You're going to try. And if you try, that means you're going to go for the code A1900 JTLI. Okay? And if you don't get it within like minutes, okay, the quota for Majar al-Kabsh will be full. Then you simply go to the rooming link configuration for A1900 UTLI. So it'll be just literally one click. One click, and it goes to the rooming configuration. You can empty your cart because it may have still A1900J, and then essentially put this in your cart and then put your rooming configuration set. But you see how this took time. You got into the system, you got through the OTP, the one-time passcode that they give you, right? That whole system of making sure that their entire Nusuk website does not crash from the amount of people trying to access it at the same time. Hence why they give this code that's emailed to you and it expires and all of these other things. Um, but you see that it takes some time for you to then see, okay, did I get it? Okay, I didn't get it. Now I go to Mu'aysib. It still takes a little bit of time. And hence why once we know when the Majar al-Kabsh quota has been met, essentially that is what we will announce in our groups, in our chat, and our chat will be very active on the day of buying to help you all and help in any individual who has any kind of problems logging in, etc. We will try to be there, inshallah, to make sure to help you. We have admins on standby, and they're known who their admins are. If you're getting messages from anyone that's not an admin, please disregard it. Let us inform us that spam. People are trying to get things from you that they shouldn't, information that they shouldn't. But make sure that at least it's a admin if they're speaking to you. That we have, of course, another alhamdulillah 6 or 7 admins. They will help you on that day. But the essential item that I wanted to just get to you all is that it will take just a little bit of time for you to then switch between the codes. And hence why we say from the very beginning, Major al-Kabsh, regardless with us, with another even Al-Bayt partner or Al-Bayt or another company even, it is very difficult. There's limited visibility, limited availability. And if you get it, great. If you don't get it, then قدر الله ما شاء فعل. You will then have to make sure that you are prepared to go to the Mu'asim uh, package codes. So this is something that we just want to keep emphasizing, only because we want people to be very clear about what the expectations are, inshallah, when it comes to deciding on the packages. Of course, the packages are very clear. There's nothing that is ambiguous regarding the stay and the hotel and the dates. Everything is fine. The other thing that we wanted to discuss with you all is that we did get an update with the custom flights from Nusuk. Some people are confused about this term custom flight because it's called a custom package in Nusuk. We're not referring to that. This is a custom package technically, and a public package is something else. We're not talking about that terminology. The terminology we're referring to is where are you going to be flying from? As you can see, the gateways here. There's JFK and IAD, and on the bottom is JFK IAD in the UK Manchester. This is what we refer to as a gateway flight. And a custom flight is essentially you picking wherever you want to fly from. And what we got from Nusuk is that unfortunately, that all luxury or premium non-shifting packages will not have custom flights. Will not have flights that you can just pick any airport or anywhere. It's just unfortunate, but this is the reality. This is the final answer we got from Nusuk. They are just not going to allow that this year, and we have to just deal with it. Okay? So that means the only way that you will essentially be able to uh, go on these packages is the following. Okay? Number one is of course, you have to get a gateway flight. Okay? Number two, and this is something I don't think anybody necessarily wants to do, you get this flight, okay, and you forego it, meaning you get your own ticket from wherever, and then you use that ticket to fly essentially to Hajj, making sure that you're within the regulations. So this flight is fine, May 27th, but this one, June 2nd, okay, is important because these are Saudi Arabia Airlines flights. They're the only ones allowed to enter into Saudi Arabia by this date. Anything else must come into the country prior to that. So this is why these flights are very sensitive in that regard. So Saudi Arabia only allows a cutoff of June 2nd. So this is something very important for you to remember if you end up doing that. Of course, there's another option with regards to these gateways that I will discuss with you right now. And that is, it is possible, inshallah, that if you book any of these gateways, so if you go to JFK or you pick IAD or you go to LAX, etc., that post buying phase, we will inquire and send a request form to all of you to fill out, whoever gets the, inshallah, the package, to request from the airline to have a different gateway. So for those of you who are wishing custom flights and things like that, is it possible for you to get a different gateway through the airlines? It is possible, but it is not guaranteed. It is not something we can guarantee because the airlines are the ones that essentially have the final call on this. Will we try? We will do our best. We will help, inshallah, as best as possible. And we'll petition, inshallah, the airline to change those gateway to whoever. So even if somebody from Manchester, UK, and the A1900 UTLI for the Muisim package, for example, wants to change it to Heathrow, to London, will they be able to request that? Absolutely. We'll help you request that. And we will, inshallah, try our best to get that for you, but it is not guaranteed. And also, another thing, I know some of us are thinking about the comfort of having the gateway maybe closer to you, etc. It is to your benefit to go on that group flight with the group because there will be a Hajj guide on that flight. So I know you might be thinking of the convenience of getting to the gateway flight if it's more closer to you. But if the gateway flight is something you can fly to, and especially get there for the group, it's just better to travel with the group, be with a Hajj guide. Don't have to worry about all these issues that could come up and arise. You'll just be with the group guide who will handle things, inshallah ta'ala. Of course, within limit. If you're missing your own flight, the Hajj guide can't help you because you've missed the flight. But in general, the idea being is your group and Hajj logistics will have somebody with you, inshallah ta'ala. This is why we recommend the group flight anyways. But is it possible for you to request it? Absolutely. So this is another way for us to say, okay, if you just get one of these gateways and you want another gateway, okay, because it's more convenient for you, can you request it? The answer is yes. So today, for example, just to give you a heads up, I'll share my screen again. Today we had somebody who messaged us and said, listen, I want to go with the Muisim A3500U TLI, okay? But if I get JFK, can I request it be changed to IAD, which is Washington, D.C.? As you know, there's no IAD available here, but there is IAD available here. This is Washington, D.C. port for the A1900 UTLI. So we said, yes, we will inquire for that, inshallah ta'ala, but we still recommend that if you can, to go on the group flight. So this is something that we will look into, inshallah ta'ala. But again, I will emphasize this more than once. This is not a guarantee. This is something we will inquire and we will get a request form, inshallah ta'ala, to you for that post sales. Okay? So with that, I didn't want to extend any kind of further details other than what's very clear. I do want to also say with regards to some tips with regards to the buying stage, inshallah ta'ala. Some people, they have said that they try to be in the Nusuk website and then basically moving their mouse and making sure that they're, having, some even have what's called a continuous motion app that they've installed into Google Chrome, which essentially keeps you logged in, and it creates a continuous motion mechanism so you don't get logged out of a web page. And they said that they were logged in to Nusuk when it went live. So let's say it would tell you it'll be live in 4 hours. So they'll be like an hour before in Nusuk, navigating or putting that extension app on Google Chrome, which essentially kept them in. Now, let me tell you something. This worked for some people and it did not work for a large amount of others. Why? Because Nusuk essentially kicked everyone out except a small group of people. So those small group of people were able to book because why? They were inside Nusuk when it went live and the button appeared of buy and checkout. SubhanAllah. So they got it like that. And then a large number of people did it. So this is one, essentially strategy that some have used. Others have used trying to use multiple devices being logged, trying to log in at the same time. Just remember that when you're using multiple devices, you want to use what's optimum. We've found that Google Chrome sometimes is better than Safari. Some people have said Safari works better. To be honest with you, there is no such thing as one set standard, other than we have found overall that using Google Chrome is much better than Firefox. And sometimes people have complained about Safari delaying, etc. The other important note is when it comes to the OTPs, hopefully the OTPs will be much quicker and there is no delay and there's no problem. If in any situation you're getting an OTP that is continuously expired, okay, we will send you a link to log into directly to the Nusuk website, inshallah ta'ala. That will be a quicker way to log in essentially without having to go to the main homepage and then click sign up. It'll just be the straight sign in page so that you can basically just go straight to the login. This is the best that we've seen, okay? So you don't have to fidget around too much. If you're getting an OTP too late, you want to time them. So what you want to do is you have a um, like a notepad. You can write down, okay, you want to time. If you got that OTP and then you tried it and it's coming expired, use a different device. Use a different device. Sometimes even use a different browser. And if you do that, that will inshallah alleviate it the quickest and fastest. Instead of sitting there fidgeting multiple times, it's not working, just go to a different device or have someone else, inshallah, who's aiding you and assisting you to do it from their end. We found that, of course, using laptop is much better than using or trying to do it on your phone. Have people done it on their phone and it's been successful? Yes, but essentially it's just much better to do it on a laptop. Less issues with OTP codes and things like that. We'll also be there to assist you on that day, inshallah, and aiding anyone who needs to have login issues to help them, etc. So make sure that you on that day are signed on to the Legacy Hajj chat group. It's different from the Legacy Hajj channel. Remember, there's a channel which only has announcements, and then there's a chat group. So essentially, we'll send you all that link, and then we will assist and aid one another on that day, inshallah. I hope that this has been very clear, helpful in some aspect for you to get a clearer idea. Again, for those of you who are going to ask me the amazing question of, can you tell me how many spaces are available in double? How many spaces are available in triple? How many spaces are available are in quad? I'm telling you, there's spaces plenty available in all of them, but in the Mu'aysim packages. And the reason why, we've already mentioned, that your Kebs quota is going to be limited. So obviously, whatever is left in the allocation of those exact same packages are shifted to Mu'aysim once the quota is completely full. This is just straight honesty, inshallah, so that you can make sure that you are prepared for that. All right, if anybody has any questions, I will allow you to raise your hand and then you can unmute yourself, inshallah. Um, and we have already one question before AI or Al.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, assalamu alaikum. Could you please post the link to log in quickly, Nusuk, that you mentioned now? This link will be sent in the group. We'll send it inshallah ta'ala. That link is simply the login link. It's not something special. It's simply just instead of going to hajj.nusuk.sa, there's when you click on sign in, it just takes you to the main link. We will forward that inshallah. Don't worry. We'll send that in the chat group. It's a simple login link. It's not something super special, so you don't think we have some kind of special access to sign in or not. But we will share it, inshallah.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum. The
Are
question
we
I had,
concerned about the gateway flights filling up? Um, or is it not a bottleneck? No, so the gateway flights, this is a very good question. The gateway flights obviously are going to fill up at some point. So the idea being is that if one fills up, um, then you are then forced to get the other gateway flight. The gateway flights are not unlimited either. So if that's the case, then say, look, you're forced to get LAX for their A3500 UTLI, or you're forced to get IAD. See, that's the reason why we put JFK and IAD because they're similarly close. But we just wanted to give an option for LA for those who are further. and you want, or you got JFK and you want LAX, right? This is something that we will take care of in the post sales, meaning a person requests and they say, "Look, I got the IAD, but it is really a burden on my family, and I understand I'm going to forego the opportunity to go with the group, but I would still like to request if I can get an LAX gateway." We then will make that request, inshallah, and hopefully that you get it. Okay. But again, if the gateways fill up, then you have to go with what's available. And that will only, there's only one option. The other one will not be available anymore. So this is just the reality as well. Is there a gateway from, Amira asks, is there a gateway from Toronto for A1900J? It's not on the 6 so far. This is a very good question as well. So importantly, Canadians can see these packages. So Canadians can book to the US gateways. So you just make a flight then from wherever you are, whether it's Vancouver, Toronto, Ottawa, whatever, to JFK, to IAD in Washington. This is possible for you to do, and that will be done outside of Nusuk, meaning you buy a Nusuk to the gateway flight, and then outside of Nusuk, not immediately when we tell you, and those flights are 100% confirmed in timings and flight numbers, then we will give you the go ahead to buy your own tickets to go to those exact gateway flights. Now, is it possible for you to then request a um a gateway change post sales, like we said? Absolutely. So you got a JFK gateway. I wanted to go to Toronto. Can we see if that's possible? Absolutely, we can do that, inshallah. All right, we can see if that's possible. Is it guaranteed? No, it's not guaranteed. But yes, we will be able to see that. You will not see it on Nusuk. It will be done post sales to see if we can get that gateway change, inshallah. All right. AL, you had your hand raised. You can unmute yourself.
Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, I think the
One
question
second.
I wanted to ask was around loading the wallets. When is the optimal time to load the wallets? Because I'm trying to avoid the 2.5% charge if they don't end
Yes.
up announcing.
I would honestly say to you the 2.5% charge, remember, is given for those or foregoed for those who are going to request a refund within 14 days. Remember that. So people who essentially want to uh, give their to request their refunds to go back to their accounts, everyone's hit with the 2.5% as it is. So you have to make sure you read the refund policy very, very well to understand this. When should you top up your e-wallet? Essentially, you should do this as soon as possible because you don't have enough time for you to just be fiddling with the e-wallet on the day of buying and purchasing because people are going at a very fast rate buying these packages. We don't know the quota even, what's going to be allotted, but it should be, alhamdulillah, a good amount. From we don't have any indication from Nusuk, but it is going to be inshallah a good amount. But just to give you a perspective, that's not a time for us to be fiddling with e-wallets at that time. Will it be available? Can you use your credit card and top up your e-wallet on the buying day? Absolutely. This is all your prerogative, whatever you feel comfortable with. But we just don't recommend trying to, essentially preempt because you want your e-wallet to be ready before the buying stage essentially starts. And now this is another problem. When is the buying stage? We don't we don't know. But inshallah it should be within, maybe a day or two. Allahu alam, Nusuk essentially is going to let us know. So it gives you some perspective. So if you were to load it now, would be a good time. If you didn't load it uh, one of our future Hajjis, inshallah, they had a very it made me smile, this comment. They said when we said that Nusuk still is verifying people, so literally if anybody wants to go to Hajj today, they decided they can actually go get verified and via Nusuk, and then hopefully verify all of their family members, link their accounts, top up their e-wallet today, and they're ready to go, inshallah, perhaps by tomorrow. They're like, are you telling me that we've been trying to get ready for 2 months and waiting and having, X amount of money, and now Nusuk is still verifying people? And we say to them, Alhamdulillah, people get the opportunity to go to Hajj even last minute. So, this is something that's a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But it is what it is. That's how the system is and how we deal with it. But in any case, you should be topping up your e-wallet. I would not delay it and try to risk that. Can you do it technically on even the buying day? Yes, you can. Abdullah, you had your hand raised. Then I'll go to iPhone 9. Abdullah. Okay. iPhone 9, you can unmute yourself. iPhone 9 was unmuted. I'll ask you to unmute. Okay, we'll take another question from Bam. Sister Halima says A1900J or A1900U package, Mecca first is entry. So from which city Hajjaj has to wear the ihram? Okay, great. Which city will you wear the ihram? We will go over this, of course, in great detail later and how to go about wearing the ihram. But the ihram essentially is worn in before you land in Jeddah by 30 minutes. So essentially, if you can do that at any point on the plane, meaning you should be getting ready well before you don't. Okay, it's an hour left. Everybody's saying it's an hour left, right? Before you land. So that plane is going to be very busy with Hujjaj. You don't want to essentially um try to struggle in that time. But you should be in Ihram 30 minutes before you land into Jeddah and do the intention there. We'll go over all of that. Inshallah, you will have a Hajj guide with you. So at some point on the plane, you want to get into your Ihram clothes. Now that means that before that, you should have prepared already. You would have taken a shower, of course, before at home and all of these things until you get to that point. And you will be bodily ready to wear the ihram towels. The ladies will already have their clothes, so alhamdulillah, that will be easy for them before even they get on the plane. There's nothing to essentially worry about. And then for the men, for them to get in their ihram towels, will be some point on the plane, inshallah, before they land. And for those in the A3500, of course, they're going to go to Medina first. So it's easier for them because they're going to be doing their ihram, inshallah, from Medina and then taking the train to Mecca, inshallah. So that's not something to be overtly concerned about. All right. Which package will you be a guide? Mustafa, I'll let you ask. Give me one quick second. Which package will you be a guide? I, alhamdulillah, will have the opportunity to be an imam for you in this in these packages. That's the whole point of having the close proximity. We will have joint lectures, inshallah ta'ala, in Mecca and Medina. And you will see me, of course, doing the tours for you all, the walking seerah tours of both Masjid al-Haram and Masjid Nabawi for both of these packages. So, alhamdulillah, that's the whole point. I will be, inshallah, the imam and guiding you all. We have, of course, spiritual guides who will be your one-to-one and making sure that your the Hajj guides that will be on the flights with you. Also giving lectures. We have Ustad Khalaf, Ustad Yasmin, we have Ustad Isa, we have Ustad Muhammad Turani, and we have Iqbal, and we have also Dr. Samad and Dr. Bukhari, and we have also Ilyas. So we have, alhamdulillah, formidable Hajj guys that are mashallah, spiritual guys and will also be there and also you'll see them giving lectures. But of course, I'm the main imam and spiritual guide in these packages. Hence why you'll see me, of course, present inshallah ta'ala in this experience. We have also a schedule that we will set for lectures for us to be meeting at, for example, the Hilton Convention. It's a large space, alhamdulillah, assembly hall. It's very close to the Conrad Hotel for the A3500U. They will come to the Hilton Convention, and that's where we'll hold our main lectures in Mecca. And in Medina as well, we have space. So just so you are clear, inshallah, I will be visible and present in these packages, inshallah. Mustafa, go ahead. Mustafa, I can't hear you. Okay. Zuhair, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I think
Mustafa,
I
go ahead.
turned on. No, I think I put on the mic by mistake, so I didn't want
No
to
problem.
talk. I'm sorry for that.
No problem,
Thank
Habib.
you.
Jazakallah, Allah yabarak fik. Zuhair, you have a question? Okay. Your mic is unmuted, so I might be mistaken. Ahmed Y says, why is there a big price discrepancy between the packages you list in the slide compared to the Nusuk package search app? I don't know what you're referring to with the package search app. The price discrepancy regarding the Muaysim packages. Remember, they're 4,000 riyals cheaper. The pricing that we have put is technically right from Nusuk. That's including the VAT and that's including your flights. So the prices that are on this flyer are from Nusuk for the Major al-Kabsh. As you can see on there on the bottom, it says for the moistened package is approximately 4,000 riyals cheaper. Now, again, if on Nusuk you're getting a different price that's cheaper for some reason, okay, go with Nusuk. Alhamdulillah, you're saving money. What's the problem? Right? But as far as the price discrepancies, there is no price discrepancy except what we said. The prices that are on here are for Majar al-Kabsh. The prices that will be for Muaisim are about 4,000 riyals cheaper. And of course, the UK is already cheaper anyway. So it'll be, so let's say it says 64,827, it'll be around 60,827, for example. All right. I hope
Do
that's
these prices include the flights?
yes. These prices including the flights.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Yes. So if you see on any kind of navigator, what they will do is if you're talking about the package explorer on Al Bayt guest website that we've been sharing with people, it will break down everything, and sometimes they even don't even have the price of the VAT. So don't go off of that. Always go off of the configuration in Nusuk, and that's where it includes a number of things. Just to clarify one quick thing. When you go to Nusuk, you'll have like five itemized prices. There's one in there that confuses a lot of people. It says the price of transportation. And it seems like it's being an added cost. It's not actually. They just broke down the price of all of the package and told you how much the transportation cost is. It's not something additional. So a lot of people get confused, like, why am I being now even charged more? You're not. It's basically just adding up all of the itemized items into it. So whatever you see in Nusuk is what you see on this flyer. We've double checked on that with, and then of course Muaisim will be 4,000 riyals cheaper. Go ahead, brother. You had a question. Ahmed, you good? Okay, inshallah. Um, We can only have one package configured and ready for purchase day, correct? Yes. And backups are just links for the other packages. Absolutely. This is why we have given you those links so that they're ready. And essentially, what we want you to be well aware of is to just play around with it to have easy access. You do have to empty your cart if it does not work, or the package, for example, for Majal al-Kabsh will be full. You may have to empty your cart before you go then configure the next package so you don't waste your time. Empty your cart first. You may not have to do that, but again, make sure that you're always emptying your cart before you're going to another package, inshallah ta'ala. Hence, those links have been made easy for you so you don't have to fiddle around. You just click, go straight directly to the room configuration for the next package, inshallah. All right. I think these are all the questions. If anyone has any questions, you can raise your hand, unmute yourself. We'll answer them, inshallah. Okay. So this recording will be made available for everyone to listen to. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for everyone to be facilitated to go to Hajj. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows all to meet together, inshallah. Of course, at the gateway flights where you will meet your Hajj guides, and then, of course, together, whether you go to the A3500 in Medina first, or we all meet in A1900, inshallah, in Mecca, where the entire Legacy Hajj, both packages will see each other, inshallah ta'ala, and you will see me there. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of you. And I'll ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to facilitate for us, make it easy for us, allow us to go on Hajj, make our intentions purely and sincerely for Him, and grant us whatever is the best for us in this dunya and akhirah and for our families. Wa sallallahu alaihi wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa sahbihi ajma'in. Look forward to serving you, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.